What if I told you there's a way to transform your entire life while you sleep? In this video, Willow and I are going to discuss subliminals. What are subliminals? How do they work? And also what my experience has been using subliminals every single night for over a year. If you are new here, hi, welcome to Athena's channel where we talk about wisdom, spiritual warfare, and practical reasoning. This is a manifestation channel and we talk about how to turn the mystical into manifestations. What better way to do this with subliminals? This is the most highly requested video. The past month or two, you guys have been asking for not only subliminals, but asking about how to keep the faith and also use subliminals in the way that you intend. You can be, do, or have anything, and the power of subliminals is so strong that you can change your life overnight. You can listen to subliminals as you sleep. We'll get more into that a little bit later, but let's start from the beginning. What are subliminals? Subliminals, well, looking at that word specifically, sub means below, liminal means threshold. It comes from the Latin root word limen, which means threshold. So quite literally, subliminal messaging are messages that go below the threshold of consciousness or awareness. Why is that important? Well, research shows that about 95% of our day-to-day activities, the things that we do, the time that we wake up, the routines that we have, are on autopilot. They are operated by the subconscious mind. Now, there's the 5% that is the conscious mind. The conscious mind filters things out. Its only job is to really experience and be in the present moment. So the conscious mind is analytical, logical, and it is the gatekeeper. Literally, I want you to think of a gate. And as the gate is closing, let's say right before you fall asleep, as the gate is closing, you have this window of opportunity. It's like a groggy, foggy state. Lots of researchers have talked about this, but basically, without going into too much detail, there is a time, this foggy, groggy state, where you can slip impressions in and you can create whatever you want in your desired reality. So let's talk about how to actually use subliminals. There are 3 different types of subliminals that you can use, and I will tell you my personal favorite. The 3 are audible affirmation subliminals, then we have silent subliminals, and then we have visual subliminals. And by the way, if I wasn't clear enough, subliminals are visuals and audio messages that bypass the conscious mind. Your subconscious, let me go a little bit further. Your subconscious is the reason why you are breathing right now and have no awareness of it until I said something, right? It's the reason why you breathe. It's the reason why you automatically blink, why all of your organs are just functioning naturally, how you can get to work and you're driving and you don't really remember how you got there. You just got into the car and did your daily routine. Once you have impressed your subconscious mind, things will automatically unfold in your life. So how do you use them? This is where we get into the different subliminals that you can use to bypass the conscious mind and just go straight to the subconscious. I bring up going to bed and falling asleep in this naturally. I've talked about the lullaby method. That's my favorite method to use, my favorite technique, if you will. I will leave a link up above. But essentially what you're wanting to do is create a space, create an opportunity for your subconscious to receive messages and receive them without your conscious mind creating so much resistance. This is a beautiful way to make sure that you are getting the reality that you desire. The first subliminal that I mentioned is the audible affirmation subliminal. That is where you can hear the affirmations in a track kind of like a song. You can hear the affirmations, you can hear the lyrics, and then you have a track running. You have instruments, you have music, you can also have nature noises. So like the ocean, the rain, you can just listen to pure frequency, whatever you'd like. But the whole point of an audible affirmation subliminal is that you can hear consciously what those suggestions are. This is my personal favorite. It's the reason why I talk about the lullaby method, or I will say something, I will say an affirmation to myself right before I fall asleep. It's because this window of time is merging the conscious and the subconscious. So again, the resistance is much lower, even though your conscious mind is aware of what you are saying. It just means that the way that your brain waves are moving, the pattern of your brain, the rate at which it's moving is easily impressed, and it's more of an effortless process. Now, I've gotten some questions. There are 2 ways that you can go about this. You can use headphones. I have headphones here, and I will listen overnight. I listen for as long as I please. Now, the second way is through listening via a sleep mask. This is not sponsored. I just love this company. This is a sleep mask, and it's 100% blackout. I will turn this on. It's got a function where it connects to your phone. It's a Bluetooth, and right here, this blue little attachment, it's a razor thin speaker, and there's 2. They're on both sides, and you can adjust them the way that you like, so that you can hear the music, you can hear the frequency, or you could hear the affirmations. Those are the 2 ways that I will listen to the subliminals at night. Can you use subliminals during the day? Absolutely. And this is where we get into the second point, the second version of subliminals, which are the silent subliminals. I personally, in my experience, I like to use silent subliminals throughout the day. This is because, again, the conscious mind is living, it is experiencing throughout the day, and it also is filtering things. So if I am wanting to impress certain affirmations, but I don't believe it, and it causes me to close, you know what I'm talking about. It's like this gut feeling like, ooh, I do not believe that. If you were to say, I'm a millionaire, or let's say you're single and you want to be in a relationship and you're like, I am in a healthy, loving relationship. There's certain affirmations that they literally do not sit well with your body. These are the ones that I would listen to silently so that my conscious mind can't recognize what's being impressed. Fun fact is that we are already being programmed. If you are not programming yourself, somebody else is. The music that you listen to, the shows that you watch, really everything that is, even this room, even the colors that I wear, these are all subliminal messages. There are so many things happening all at once, and the conscious mind is only able to filter what is happening in the now, what it's focused on. So what I love about the silent subliminals is that you have this opportunity to listen to an ocean sound, listen to rain, listen to something that is soothing while also impressing a message underneath. This is where you can put those affirmations that may cause you resistance or may cause you that gut feeling. You can put it underneath the track and go about your day. You can wash dishes, you can even drive. I mean, there are some videos on YouTube that says do not operate while driving or using heavy machinery. Listen, okay? Use your discernment. But for the most part, if you're listening to a 528 hertz frequency, or you're just listening to something like jazz music or something along the lines that is soothing, you can implement affirmations underneath and go about your day. That is what I have done on the membership side. I will be posting more subliminals on that side of the channel. So you are more than welcome to, if you want to, just do 30 days. You can only do 30 days. See how it goes. See if you notice any shifts. I've received a lot of feedback regarding the subliminals that I make. And this past week, I was invited to a film premiere in LA. I was. And it's just so crazy because I made the vision board video a couple days ago, like about a week ago. And one of the things that I mentioned is that I wanted to be more in the acting industry. I wanted to be on set more. And then I got this invitation. So anyway, while I was in LA, I went to Malibu. I went back there and recorded The Ocean for You. I recorded the waves crashing, and then I put affirmations underneath the waves. So you're more than welcome to try that out. I also have a manifest a specific person subliminal that is very effective, extremely effective. Use with caution. It is very powerful. The third form of subliminal messaging are the visual subliminals. This is, like I was saying, it goes back to the clothes that you're wearing, the colors. A lot of filmmakers use subliminal messaging in their films. And really, there's like so many ways to impress an audience just by the things that are surrounding the commercial or surrounding the set. One really big thing that is utilized are quick flashes of imagery. So you can be watching a commercial and not even know that something in the background is flashing a visual. And your mind is picking up on that. Even if your conscious mind doesn't notice it at all, your subconscious is, and it's picking up that message. It's picking up that suggestion. In my experience, I've listened to subliminals every single night for over a year straight. Particularly, I've listened to wealth subliminals. And what I noticed is that your baseline, the rules that you have set up, the software, if you will, is so potent that it doesn't really matter what your circumstances are, ever. For example, I was listening to a wealth subliminal, and I did that every single night. And while I was listening to those subliminals, I got a corporate job. I listened to those subliminals, did that, and from start to finish, including the interview process, including the start date, it took me 2 weeks. I have already told, I think I've told you guys in another video, I know I have. It's in my Stan store. I'll probably link it either up here or maybe after this video. But I had listed a set of affirmations and I asked myself, what would the feeling be like if I stepped into this version of myself that already exists? So this version of myself, I can see them and I can feel them. And I want to know how they feel about this subject. So then I started creating responses. People are eager to work with me. I am competent. I am extremely valuable. I know what I'm doing. I'm great at what I do. I started making these affirmations that aligned with the version of myself that was living this lifestyle. And once I created those affirmations, I listened to them overnight. I turned the volume down pretty low. I could still hear the affirmations, and sometimes when you fall asleep, they don't even register in your mind anymore. No worries. Your subconscious mind is taking over and it is processing all of that data. It is processing everything. So that's what I would do. And not only did I get that corporate job, but then I saw an increase in my monthly income. And what I mean by that is I would have my base pay from my 9 to 5, but then it doubled, and it consistently doubled every single month. I would get random opportunities. I would get gigs. I would get commercials that just doubled my income every single time. It did not matter about the circumstances. I even had people that I would meet, just random people, giving me money, just giving me cash. Like, I didn't even know that this existed. It was very crazy to me, but yeah, people can come up to you and just want to give you thousands of dollars. That is a real thing too. And a lot of this stuff is mystical. There are so many experiences that I've had where I cannot explain it. It just happens, especially when you've created that new storyline for yourself. And especially, this is a pro tip, when you're making these affirmations, make them as unconditional as possible. What I mean by this is create the affirmations that don't require you to do so much. Like, I am supported unconditionally. I receive unconditionally. I am supported, provided for. I am desired and cherished no matter what. The more unconditional that you are in your affirmations or your new storyline, the more your reality will remain consistent. So I receive with ease, I receive effortlessly, I receive immediately, I receive under all conditions, making it to where the lower vibrations of anger, sadness, fear, guilt, shame, they don't mean as much and you don't assign so much meaning to that emotion. For example, I receive this when I am joyful, or I am, I used to play with this a lot. I would get really upset with myself, or I would feel like I wasn't going to get my manifestation if I was angry, or if I felt powerless, or if I felt guilty. But then I just realized that I can assume to get all those things regardless. And I want you to think about your life right now. You have so many things happening for you that you don't need a condition for. For example, this house that I'm in. I don't say to myself, I have this house because I am joyful. I have this house because do you see what I'm saying? I trust that you get the point by now. But make it unconditional, make it feel good, make the affirmations soothe you. You want to find that frequency, even if it's just a frequency, a sound, raindrops, whatever it is, you want to find something that is soothing to you. I have gotten questions, that's another thing, about nightmares and about the purging process. This is my opinion on that. Once you have stated or declared that the subliminal works for you, or really any technique, you can do the lullaby method and say that works for you. You can be, do, or have anything. Once you declare that something has worked for you, anything, and I mean anything, that happens in between that window between you declaring it and your manifestation is the process. A lot of people think, oh, well, am I on the right path? Am I doing right? Is it working for me? You are the path. You are the path. If you say it works, it works. If you say it doesn't work, then it won't work. One of the biggest things I learned while experimenting with subliminals is that I have the power. I am the creator. The reason why those subliminals are working is because I'm visualizing, I'm thinking of my vision. Whenever I turn that song on or whenever I look at that visual, I am bringing my awareness to that. I am assuming, even if you are listening to a silent subliminal, I'm assuming this silent subliminal is going to give me what I want and that I can relax and that I can go about my day. And that's really all you have to do. If you don't worry about the thing that you want, you will get what you want. So just listening to that subliminal as a tool, listening to that thing so that it stirs up that emotion in you that everything is taken care of. That is all that matters. And you will see results fast. You will see results overnight. All right, I think I covered everything in this video about subliminals. Let me know if you have any additional questions, but I feel like I covered most of it. Try subliminals for yourself. Let me know how it goes. I will see you in the next one. Happy manifesting. Love you so much. Bye.